Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Fowler Project. My name is Jeff, and today we're going to be doing my first tag video. A big thank you to Leslie over at the Nerdy Narrative for challenging me and tagging me in this book tag. This is going to be the 20 questions book tag. So, I've got my note cards, got my coffee. Let's get into this. Question number 1. How many books are too many in a series? I usually read series around 4 to 5 books, kind of on, I guess, the shorter to medium end. I haven't tackled any of the super long ones like the Wheel of Time yet, although I think that might be up on the list for 2021. We'll see. But yeah, I think trilogies are kind of the sweet spot. You got a nice beginning, middle, and end. I'm not opposed to a 4 book or 5 book series. Really, as long as the author is still invested in the characters and hasn't kind of just dragged it on, I'm not too bothered by a series length. Question number 2. How do you feel about cliffhangers? Cliffhangers it depends where they are. It depends where they are in the book. At the end of chapters, I'm really not too bothered by them. I don't tend to stop my reading at a chapter end. I usually stop whenever I'm out of time for reading. So chapter cliffhangers aren't an issue at all. Cliffhangers at the end of books, a little bit different. If the next book is out, then I'm not too bothered by it either because I can just keep on going. If I have to wait months to get the resolution to the cliffhanger, I'm not going to be happy about it. And it's also probably not really going to entice me to pick up the book anytime sooner because I'll probably kind of forget about why I cared by the time that book comes out. Question number 3, hardcover or paperback? I'm going to go with option C, ebook. Most of my reading is done on ebook, but if I'm buying one of the two in physical form, I'm probably going to go with hardback because it's probably primarily for shelf decoration for a book series that I already read on ebook and really, really liked. Number 4, favorite book. This doesn't seem fair, picking just one. All right, but if I have to choose, I'm going to go with Lies of Locke Lamora by Scott Lynch. Fantastic heist story, great characters, an awesome found family, great brotherhood between Jean and Locke, and a great title with lots of alliteration. What more do you need? Number 5, least favorite book. My least favorite book. My least favorite book, that's a toughie. Because usually I just stop reading books if I'm not enjoying them and I'm not going to waste time on them. My least favorite book probably stems back to high school reading, and I could not stand Charles Dickens' Great Expectations. But that's really the only book that I can think of that I actively did not enjoy reading and still kept going through it. And that might change if I read it now. That was almost 10 years ago. Number 6, love triangles. Yes or no? No. Number 7, the most recent book you couldn't finish. All right, well, I don't often totally give up on books without the intent of coming back at some point. Maybe that's just because I'm too nice to tell a book that I'm done with them. So a lot of the books I've read the first beginning of and just decided that it wasn't the right time right now to read, but I still have them on the TBR. The most recent book that I put down without having an intention to come back and continue reading, I recently read a few of Chaucer's The Canterbury Tales, and I read kind of the big ones that everybody talks about, like The Wife of Bath and The Knight and The Miller's Tale. But I really didn't care to read a lot of the smaller ones. So I guess that was one that I kind of put down because I don't really want to read all of the itty bitty parts. I just want to read the ones that are kind of impactful on literature today. So yeah, I guess I'd go with Canterbury Tales for that one. Number 8, a book you are currently reading. I'm currently reading the 3rd book in the Paternus series by Dyrk Ashton. I'm hoping to have this one finish out my month of September before I move on to October. Number 9, the last book you recommended to somebody, I think was actually the first book in the Paternus series. That would be Paternus Rise of the Gods. I think it popped up in a mythology fantasy discussion we were having over on the Discord the other day. Number 10, oldest book you've read by publication date. Does anybody know this off the top of their head? Oldest book by publication date. I guess it depends on what you're defining as a publication. Oldest book I've ever read is got to be either Gilgamesh or Beowulf. I think Gilgamesh is the older of the two. Yeah, that's got to be it. I can't think of anything else that would be older. And if we're talking about published by a publisher, then I have no idea. The newest book you've read by publication date, that's going to be what I'm reading right now. The Paternus book just came out in July, so it's only a few months old. All right, number 12, favorite author. So when I think of my favorite authors, I don't necessarily think of the books that I like the most. I think of the people that I like the most and their motivations behind writing and the way that they interact with readers. And the one that comes best to mind right now is, I think, Evan Winter, author of The Rage of Dragons. He's very active in the community, very nice and respectful to readers of the books, and his motivations behind writing his story was I really, really love. It was to have a book series with self-representation characters for his son that he could read, because he always missed the fact that when he was growing up and reading fantasy, none of the characters ever looked like him. So great guy, great series, super fun to read. 13, buying books or borrowing books. I mentioned earlier that I really like to read on ebooks. That's mostly what I read, so I tend to buy books. I know you can borrow ebooks too. My library doesn't have a great online selection through Libby, so I mostly just get my books through Kindle. Number 14, a book you dislike that everyone seems to love. I think I have to go with the Game of Thrones series as a whole for this one. I DNF'd the series about 100 pages into Clash of Kings. After I just could not buy into the series, and I really didn't care about a lot of the characters. So I don't have any personal gripes against the series. I think it's a well-written series. Nothing wrong with that. It just wasn't for me. Number 15, bookmarks or dog ears. Bookmarks. I can't dog ear a book. I can't do it. And I don't even mind writing in books. I write in books all the time and mark things up, but it's just something about turning those pages. I can't do it. Number 16, a book you can always reread. I don't reread books a whole lot, but if I had to think about the book that I've reread the most, it would definitely be the Harry Potter series. So I guess that's going to be my go-to for this one. 17, can you read while listening to music? Absolutely not. Either I'm going to get too invested in the music and my eyes are just going to be moving over lines on the page, or I'm going to be so invested in what I'm reading that I'm not actually hearing the music or anything else going on around me. So it's definitely got to be a one or the other thing for me. 18, one point of view or multiple? I don't have a strong preference on this. If I look back about what I usually read, most of them are one point of view books. However, I'm not directly opposed to multiple point of view books, and I actually think a lot of the one point of view books that I've had could have been improved with a few more chapters, just a couple chapters of side characters getting a spotlight and a short point of view from them too. So yeah, I don't really know. I don't know how I'm going to go down with this one, but historically, I mostly read one point of view books. Number 19, do you read a book in one sitting or over multiple days? I am so impressed with people that can sit down and just chomp through a book in one sitting. I think I've done it once, maybe 2 times in my life, and that was like 200-page books when I was in middle school and had nothing else to do in life. Most of the time I'm reading a book over the course of a week. I generally try to read one book a week. Sometimes I can get through them a little faster. Sometimes I can get through them a little longer. I'm usually reading fantasy books too, and those tend to be around, 500, 700 page books, so a little bit longer than some of your average. But yeah, definitely gonna take a few days to get through a book. Big props to people that can get through them in one sitting, though. Super impressive. All right, and question number 20. Who do you tag for this video next? I'm going to tag a couple friends over at the Shelf Space Discord community. I'm going to go with Abby Salter and Alan from the Library of Alexandria. Looking forward to see what you guys do with this video. Thanks for watching, guys. Y'all have a great day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.